Hello, good evening and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. It's Sunday evening. Hang on, let me turn him down, he's annoying. It's Sunday evening, so we are here live with the HPEC, the Hybrid Prototype Endurance Championship. We're on round 5 at Suzuka. We were at Fuji last week, and this one's going to be fun. This one's going to be great around Suzuka and these cars. It's going to be a sight to behold. So far in practice, they've been practicing for a good 10 or 15 minutes, maybe. Oh no, it says in the bottom there, they're 17 and a half minutes. They've already been practicing, trying to find the limits of this track. And we are going to be qualifying in around about 20 minutes. So we can just sit back, chill, we'll look at the table, see how things are going. Casper has been dominant this whole season. He's just gone fastest in his Toyota. Whoosh. I've been really stingy with my whooshes, so I'm going to try and over whoosh tonight. I'm going to try and exercise my index finger onto the F12 and see what we can get. But there we see, yes, 4 of 5 wins. He didn't win last week, Matt Psycho, who's finished second in every race except for last week. So you can tell the table's going to be quite spaced out between Matt Psycho and Casper at the top, but down the field it's very interesting. So in first we have Casper on 126 points. In second we have Matt Psycho on 99 points. Then in third we have Jam Huntington on 60 points. In fourth, Stevie Styler on... oh, he's gone into pits. Let me find someone else for you. There you go. Go back to the Audi of Liam Anfield. So 52 points. That was Stevie Styler in fourth on 52. In fifth, Skyjacker on 46 points. It's really tight between all these guys. In sixth, Noxie, we've seen had a good run of form recently. He's on 35 points. In seventh, Koi Carp, who's on 28 points. In eighth, Jim Wise, who is on 23 points. In ninth, Liam Anfield, who obviously has missed a few rounds, he joined later, is on 14 points. JTX 10th on 10 points, and Jokus in 11th on 8 points, was it? I think Lowy Jack in 12th on 4 points, and Psycho Sheep 13th on 2 points. But I have breaking news. Broke in the week. Ooh, there's a red bit on Discord. It means someone's messaged either a group or myself. Ooh. Okay, yeah, no, it's alright. I put an idea forward for the next season, and the boss has given it a thumbs up. He likes it, so we'll work on that. We'll go running with that idea, alright? Now you know what it is. Look, Skyjack has gone fastest now in his Porsche. So I've read you the table. You can see it's all, it's not so much first and second, but from third down it's anyone's go, and they have been battling quite tightly these last couple of rounds. Oh, I'm just having a little sip of latte. I treated myself just before. I've only got one of those pod coffee machines. It's nothing. It's not like I've got the whole shebang. I was trying to boast to my boss that I had a nice pod coffee, instant coffee pod maker thing, and it turned out he's got the whole, like what you get at Costa, the whole steam works. Yum yum yum. I'm feeling much better, if anyone wonders. I think I'm virtually over this cold now. I did breathe up earlier, okay, without being a reaction, but obviously that one didn't work. Sorry. But yeah, no, I am feeling... oh, Casper's gone faster again. No, that is Skyjacker. Oh, Casper's gone in the pits, and that's why Skyjacker's fastest. Sorry. Was not keeping an eye out. But yeah, breaking news. I didn't even tell you the breaking news. So, Koi Carp has broken off ties with Toyota. So he will not be driving in the series any longer. But, and also, Psycho Sheep's broken off ties with his Nissan. He will not drive that car a minute longer. He fell out of love with that for the last 2 rounds. But he is picking up on Koikart's Toyota. So we will see Psycho Sheep continuing, but in the Toyota 030, if that makes sense. But no Koikart, unfortunately. So here we are then. We've got 16 minutes till qualifying. We're holding qualifying off 10 minutes. So Psycho Sheep, it's a struggle. He finishes one race and he tries to rush over here to get into our race, and it's just the time limits. He can't do it. It's like that episode of Friends when Ross has a class one campus, and then he has to get to another campus, and he has to do it on rollerblades. But when he gets to the class, he can't breathe. It's hilarious, honestly. I've seen it a million times in the background. It never gets funnier. So we're watching Noxie. Noxie's turn of form of recent has been great in the last 2 rounds. He got himself a podium. And last week at Fuji, he found himself in a fine 4th place under immense pressure from Stevie Styler. But he kept his cool and he placed it, which is beautiful. Casper had a I don't know if it was a shocker, because I mean he did spin 3 times at Fuji, and one of them was a coming together, but he still came out second. It was very tight between him and Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington had a bit of problems with traffic. I think he felt that didn't help him at a time when he should have been trying to get in front of Casper. Oh, he was in front of Casper, I mean, but it lost him time while he was ahead of Casper, sorry. So, yes, that all unfolded last week, and how is it going to unfold this week? I do not know. I honestly don't. No one's released any. Before, in the early part of the championship, there was a lot of talk in the Discord over practice times, people managing to get times, but suddenly everyone's got really cagey. They're either not practicing or they're just not releasing information. Hey, Casper, he's on the chat. Hey, yeah. Hi, Casper. Feeling confident tonight? Is this one yours? Endurance Nut. Hi, everyone. And Casper, how are you both? I'm fine, but my alter ego's having a bit of a off day. Hopefully he'll chill out. How are you, Brian? See, he's not good. So Liam Anfield is trying out some medium tyres. He is sticking with that. I mean, before we haven't seen medium tyres. They do pop in now and again. People try them because obviously the tyre wear is frustrating. But it's never seemed to work out for people. The 2 front guys, Casper and Matt Psycho, never seen them put some mediums on yet. They stick to the soft compound and they half fill their cars and they break the race down into short sprints. No, Casper's not really confident. Skyjacker looks pretty strong, he says. Skyjacker then. Interesting. Casper has got the fastest lap with a 43.023. But it is a 1-hour race. It's a long event. Over 1 lap, mediums are a waste of time. Nothing else. That's Casper's honest opinion. And he has won 4 out of the 5 races we've had. So I would say that's some expert opinion there. If anyone's watching this, don't bother with your mediums. I've never liked mediums. They seem to go off the same amount of time as softs do, but they're a second slower. They don't make no sense to me. I mean, it doesn't make no sense to me. That English is awful. But yeah, I think mediums, if they lasted, was a second slower, but lasted twice as long as a soft set, so you could stay out consistently a second slower, they'd be worth it. But they don't. At best they last a lap or 2 longer than softs, at best, and a second down. The math doesn't work out. They don't work out a better option. But I'm not an expert. I'm talking about it, not driving in it, you may notice. So take my word as, that old saying is, those that can do it, those that can't talk about it. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this latte, guys. Just in case you wanted to know that. I doubt it. You're all there, sitting there, seesawing a steering wheel. I'm just chilling back in my dining room, in the commentary box, sorry, here at Suzuka. With a nice warm latte, just sipping down. I've got my Christmas hat on for some reason. I don't know, it was just the top hat. It was a bit of a chill in the air. So I'm walking around with an elf hat with elf ears, just so you can paint you a picture. I know it's October, but sod it, COVID has sent this year in a whirlwind, so I'm ready to celebrate Christmas for the next 3 months. Cry. Bring it on. Bring merriment and cheer into your life. Let's just have a prolonged Christmas. 'Tis the season to be jolly, tra-la-la-la-la. Very quiet on track, would like to see more action. Casper wants to see him out there, everyone's being cagey. I don't know. We're just over midway in the season, and that little pack in the middle, they're racing, they really are. They're all sort of within 10, 15 points of each other, so no one wants to give anything away, I guess, in the middle. Don't even really know how the Audi boys are looking. They're out there, they're third and they're fourth. A 1:45.7 is Jim Wise's fastest. Looks like Liam's been doing most of his practice on the mediums. He's managed a 45.382. So that's about 2 seconds off Casper, but he could be sandbagging there. We've got Skyjacker, he's out there on softs. He's on his outlap at the moment. We might sit on board with him actually for a lap around Suzuka. Look at this scenery, it's beautiful. That cloud formation, really, how are they going to get the graphics any better? How could they? It's beautiful. Right, heading down to the first corner. Excuse me. Heavy onto the brakes, get away with about third, go through the S-curves. Well, we're doing it in these cars. Wow, we can go through them quite fast in the prototypes, can't we? Whoosh! Blimey, that's crazy speeds through there. God, they hope they don't go side by side through here. I'm not even going to tell you the corners. I can't keep up. It's too fast. This is unbelievable. We're at what? We're here already in this track. What are they doing? He's up a 10th on his own time. We're into the hairpin, down to first. Really easing it around there. Boom! That turb, that hybrid really kicking out of the corners. Pat's on. Hi, not sure about Suzuka. Could be hard to overtake. Hopefully, still a good race. Well, yeah, I've just been saying they're going through these corners at mighty, some crazy speeds. I can't imagine they're going to be able to sort of go side by side through these corners. This corner is going to be absolutely nuts. We're up in 7th gear, not even a slight lift. Look, whoa, heading down to a chicane at that ridiculous speed. This is crazy. Oh, come on, guys, this is too dangerous. Shall we go and get the old Volkswagen Beetles out, the 1960s one, and have a race instead with them for an hour? Because that's going to do your eyes in, surely an hour. Driving, look at that, that's ridiculous, 5th gear. It's going 90 miles an hour. Well, we've got a very interesting race here, because this pace, is he the only man on track? Oh no, there is a couple of others on track. Wow, that is a stunning pace from these guys. Oh, he's purple. Skyjacker in the Porsche. We see Jam in his Toyota. Whoosh. Liam Anfield sitting in the pits. He's cagey. I think he's only set a time on mediums. It's interesting. What's Liam Anfield got up his sleeve? Jim Wise in the other Audi. Stevie Styler not yet set a time. Casper in the pits. Noxie also electing to wait in the pits. Psycho sitting in the pits, and Jokus. These guys all finishing dinner. We would normally be qualifying by now, but we're giving it 10 minutes for Psycho Sheep to arrive. He will be driving the older version of the Toyota, which Koikarp was driving. Koikarp unfortunately having to leave the championship by his own mission. He hasn't been booted or anything. I just don't think he was enjoying himself. I just think he just wasn't getting into this car. And you know, it is a lot of your time to elect to play something. If you're not enjoying it, it does find it fruitless and pointless. So you can understand. And Psycho Sheep couldn't have been happier. Wow, talk about jumping in someone's grave. I don't mean that. We're pleased as well. It was very fortunate that Psycho Sheep could not drive that Nissan. And we were in a pickle because you're not really allowed to swap cars. But then Koikarp saying he was happy to step aside because he wasn't enjoying it, meant that Psycho Sheep could then reserve drive. Here we see Casper out. I do like that. I honestly, it's every time I go on a car, because when I was taking pictures the other day, Stevie Styler, I don't say much about his car, but it's really good. It's got that old BAR thing with the two sides. It's blue this side and black the other side, and yeah, I think I ended up taking about 4 pictures of just that one car. When I do the stewarding, if I see something really, when I'm flicking through looking for the penalties, if I see something cool, I will try to just quickly take a snap of it just to put it in the pictures. I'm not I don't fancy myself as a photographer or anything. I don't know what half of the stuff does. All I do is change the shutter speed if it's too blurry. That's the extent of my photography on GT Sport. But as I'm flicking through, if I see something cool, I'll try and take a snap of it. Yeah, I ended up taking about 3 or 4 of that car. I don't know, I'd passed it by. I never realised how nice it looked. Here, whoosh, have one of those. Oh, matching helmet as well. I do like that. But yeah, so we're round 6, so we're not very far to the end of this championship, and we are thinking about what to do in a short period of time before we go to Christmas. Yeah, it's that close. That's why I've got my Christmas hat on. We're virtually there. We may as well just jump it in with both feet. But yes, I've proposed an idea. I do like a Red Bull. I'm not saying anything. So Casper going faster, or coming out of the pits and taking up his fastest lap. Stevie Styler then, we was watching him, he's done a 1:44.006. It's so fast. I don't know if I could drive one of these round here. I'll have to try. I'm going to try and test my wheel out a bit later. Skyjacker is saying hi to the wife. Hi, Mrs. Skyjacker. Thank you for letting him come out to play. We appreciate it. Stevie Styler in second. Liam still being cagey in the pits. What is he up to? We should be allowed to know. What sort of times does he have under the hood? He's done a long run though, because he's got the car really fueled down. Says he's only done 6 laps. I think they have complained that the tank on the Audi is not all too clever, and nor is the hybrid system. And there you can see Jim on Wise also trying the medium tyres out, so I'm guessing the Audi does like to use a set of tyres more so than the Porsche or the Toyota. And we can see the rest of these guys all in the pits. Jam Huntington is saying there is 2 minutes away from qualifying, so that means my clock on the wall is really slow. Because I think, guys, it says it's about 6 minutes past. What does that say? It's 8 minutes. Yeah, no, he's right. It's 8 minutes past on the race pad. So yeah, no, 2 minutes to go. I'll stop looking at my wall clock and start looking at the race pad clock, it seems, for as long as it lasts, because there's only 33% battery on the race pad. Skyjacker coming back out the pits. It's only 4/10 off of. Have I given him a whoosh? Whoosh. He's only 4/10 off Casper's time, so this is going to be a very interesting qualifying. Stevie Styler there, third. Must have made a big cut in Casio Triangle. Jim Wise still on those medium tyres, virtually out of fuel. He's done a 45.586. Puts him 1.5 seconds off of Stevie Styler, who is in the Porsche. I'm getting better, honestly. Excuse me. So yeah, leading up to qualifying, we're virtually there. Has Psycho Sheep even turned up yet? We're not going to go straight at 10 past. We're not going to wait 10 minutes, are we? And then start qualifying, and Psycho Sheep's going to roll a blade into the room, going, yeah. No Sheep, not so far. I don't know what's going on. Where is he? This is a call to Psycho Sheep. This is a call. It's 10 past. Well, Jam doesn't know what to do. Does he wait another 5, or does he just crack on? Because no one wants to do this after 10 o'clock at night. That is one thing that everyone has agreed. He's done already. I'll have a look on Discord to see if our friend has said anything in the Discord chat about being late, carrying on whatsoever. Psycho Sheep, no, Psycho Sheep, are you coming out to play? We see from that Psycho, that was a minute ago. No reply. Everyone's putting Ys, so I will go in there with a Y. Oh no, Casper said no. Ah, Casper's going to try and hold it up. Casper, bad boy. Oh, he's gone for a Y. Or maybe he's just having a play. You never know with that cheeky little Finn. They've got such a wacky sense of humour. You never know if it's a wind-up, if he's being serious. He has our heads spinning in the Discord when he gets into it, and you just think, what? You being serious? You winding us up right now? What the hell, man? You know us English, we're quite restrained. We're not too bright. We have a strong upper lip. What, old chap? There we go, first man out onto the track. It looks like Liam Anfield. He's been sitting quiet all this time. Let us get rid of the big numbers and bring everything else back. Ooh. And I feel like I've not done something. Have I not told you? I told you the table. I've told you what HPEC is. I've told you it's a Suzuka. I've got a map in front of me, but the cars go too fast through the corners. By the time I've read the corner, they're out the corner. It's totally pointless, honestly. I know I should memorise it, but it's... I don't know. I have to remember my kids' names. That's hard enough. So, here we see. They're all out. We've got a good 30 minutes to sit back, relax, see how this is going to turn out. Pat says, is he counting sheep? He does look like he's counting sheep. He's hoping. I'm waiting for it. We're what shall we say, 2.5 minutes into practice, quali, and you'll see that little thing come up at the bottom saying Psycho Sheep has just entered the lobby. Excuse me. That wasn't anything to do with a cold. That was just bad manners. Sorry. So we're on our outlap with Liam Anfield. Skyjacker deciding to give everyone a good bit of space before he comes out. Skyjacker, what can I say? He had a bad Monza. He's not had a great time of it. He's missed I think he missed GTMC during the week because his PlayStation started being a bit sort of ick. And then I think he just had a bad run of it. Nothing he'd done, just bad run of it at Monza in the Audi TT when he should have been at the top end. So hopefully tonight his fortunes will change, although his fortunes will change. He's got a sick PS4 just as PS5's coming out. I'm thinking about hitting mine a couple of times with a hammer to tell the missus, oh, the PlayStation's playing up. It's not worth buying another PS4, is it really, when there's a PS5 out? Me no. Oh no, your wife's watching. That he didn't do that. Never would he do that. It's a good idea though if he did. Liam Anfield leading the field on his outlap. I'm getting him into so much trouble. No, I'm usually, as I always do when the new console, when the new console, it'll be rubbish. I'll wait for the second wave when they fix everything. And then it's been out about 3 weeks, and I've seen a couple of YouTube videos of people playing things, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should get one. So I never stick to it. I always end up buying a Generation 1, but about a month or 2 behind everyone else, because I'm adamant I'm not going to buy a Generation 1. So the last one, which one was it? I can't remember if it was PS4. I think it was the big PS3. And granted, it had like 4 USB sockets at the front, so that was one bonus about it. But geez, it sounded like it wanted to take off. It sounded like the hovercraft down South Sea Front's quieter than my old PS3. There you go, Liam Anfield has stopped me blabbering and put his first lap in with a 1:43.462. Who is the next to cross the line? It was Matt Psycho. He's gone faster with a 1:43.003. Looks like Jim One Wise is the next to cross the line. No, it wasn't. Oh, I didn't call that very well. Now it's Casper with a 44.741. That's surprising. He's waiting until his fuel's burned off. This isn't qualifying for him at the moment. This is just burned down. He probably screams the gears a bit more than usual, just to try and burn down a bit of fuel. But Matt Psycho, that's a very, very, very good time. 43.003 gives him nearly half a second up on Liam Anfield. We saw Liam Anfield qualifying really well last week. Noxie has put a time in, 45.288, and so has Jam Huntington. They're all putting times in. I'll go down the field, sorry. There's Steve Styler. He's put a 43.581, and that has put him a 10th off Liam Anfield. Jam Huntington's gone 4th with a 44.124. He's just 5.5 tenths off of Stevie Styler's time. He's ahead of Casper. Casper with a 44.741 is 6 tenths off of Jam Huntington. Noxie in 6th, doing a 45.288. He's 5.5 tenths off of Casper. Jim On Wise did a 150. Don't know why it's not counting it. And Skyjacker has just posted a 155.150. It's counted that one though. And there's Jokus, is it? Just behind him, putting a 147. 147.093. Jokus. He was, oh, he's just losing the back end there a little bit, but he grabbed that. Well driven, well caught, great stuff. But yeah, we saw Jokus last night at Sardinia in the Max 5s. He was having a blinding night. He's having a great drive. So it's Jokus found his mojo this weekend. He's on for, oh, that was a shot, isn't it? That's beautiful, seeing him coming over the hill with that. With the big wheel in the background. Matt Psycho then just slowing down. He's on his outlap. He's just coming out the pits, trying to get out of everyone's way. There we see Jam Huntington. Is he going for a run? Could be, could be. We've just seen Jim On Wise has posted a time now. It's letting post a time. So a 46.250. It puts him 8 tenths ahead of Jokus and just nearly a second behind Noxie's time. So interesting stuff. Skyjacker at the back. Casper was calling him as being one to watch. So no, Psycho Sheep, still no show. I was wrong with the 2.5. We couldn't have waited this long. So Jam made the right decision, I believe. I'll have a look on Discord to see if there's any news, and we can see there Skyjacker going a 44.631. He's gone 6th fastest, just 4 tenths behind Casper. Have one of them. Whoosh. Well done, Skyjacker. No action on Discord from Psycho Sheep, so I don't know. Maybe their race ran long in the Logistical Nightmare Racing group. Oh dear. That's alright, he's probably on his in lap anyway. We'll see, he's still on the out lap. Liam Anfield must be coming across where we just saw Skyjacker going off. There we go. See Skyjacker on the apex of the corner. And we're watching Liam Anfield now. He did a 43.240. He's 4/10 off of that time. We see Jokers getting out of his way. We'll go on board in the Audi, see how it looks, going over the corners. He's on the soft tyres. Looks like he started on the softs. I don't think he nipped into the pits like he did last week. So maybe a bit of sandbagging here from Liam Anfield. I like that. So far he's 2 and a bit tenths off of Matt Psycho's time. Still got a while to go. 21 minutes of qualifying to go. A lot of fuel to burn off before we'll see a truer speed of what they're capable of in quali trim. Coming up to 130, yeah, look at the speed, 180 miles an hour we went through there, all the way down, braking at the 100-metre mark, second gear, through the first, through the left, then trying to get back on the accelerator, trying to keep that back end, it just wants to step out, going down that hill, and we post a 144.3. So his tyres probably past best now. I think he's just out there burning fuel, I imagine. We'll get out the car and we'll have a look around. Matt Psycho on a purple. He's on a purple, so we'll stick with it. 4/10 up on his own time. It's quite impressive. Into the chicane, Casio. And around the final corner. Into the start straight. Matt Psycho posting up 42.444. Nearly 8/10 faster than Liam Anfield so far. Matt Psycho really throwing that Porsche around. Nice stuff. Great stuff. Easy throwing it. Is the second half of the championship going to move towards the Porsche? And we've seen that early dominance by Casper. He really may have needed it because maybe the second half of the tracks in the championship suit the Porsche. We'll not know. And now with the addition of Liam Anfield in the Audi, might be taking points away. Stevie Styler also in the Porsche up there in third place ahead of Casper. There is dropped scores, so if Casper does have 1 or 2 bad races, it won't count to his championship, but still it's but like I said, he's in fuel burning. He's done a 43.9. It's only 3/10 off Stevie Styler's time, 2/10 off Jam. Jam's done well up there in 6th. Skyjacker, we saw him do his fast lap, 44.631, only half a second off Jam's, Huntington's time. Noxie and Jim on Wise, Jokers there in 9th, done a 47.093. It's within a second of Jim on Wise. He's in the Porsche with an Aston Martin livery. Jim on Wise in the Audi, still getting used to. Speed is a beast, just really is purely a beast. He's on an outlap at the moment, Noxie. Having a little trip into the litter. Skyjacker, he's on a lap maybe, we'll see. He's up on his own time, 10th. He needs another 4 of those to get ahead of Jam Huntington. Can he find that in the next 2 sectors? I don't know why I whistled then. I took a deep breath and I thought I didn't cough. Hey, there you go. He's found another 2/10. It's nearly up to 4/10. He only needs another 10th in the last sector. Or last 2 sectors. I forgot it's 4 sectors at this track. So, shall we go on board? Enjoy this lap with Skyjacker in the VRC liveried Porsche. Beautiful going around Spoon. Down the short straight up to 130R. 6th gear. 7th. 178 miles per hour. Braking at the 100 metre mark, getting down that speed. Oh, I didn't look at his sector time. And we're coming up to the start-finish line. Can he get fifth? Oh, he gets second. 1.5 seconds he found himself. Wow. 1:43.179 there from Skyjacker. It puts him 7/10 off of pole. Only 600ths ahead of the Audi. Stevie Styler then down to fourth, coming back out after a change of a rubber. Casper there, just burning fuel. He hasn't changed tyres yet. Jam Huntington also burning fuel, not changed tyres. Noxie, half a tank of fuel left. Second lap still his fastest lap with a 45.288. Hey, someone just moved everything up. No, 8th, Jim on Wise. Oh, Matt Psycho's coming to put some fresh rubber on. Jim on Wise ahead of Jokers. His third lap was his fastest with a 46.250. So the guys at the front, well, Matt Psycho, nearly 7/10 faster than everybody else. Jim on Wise just posted a time. We were watching him as well, weren't we? There we go. He's gone faster again with a 45.619. Only just off 4/10, but Noxie's gone faster as well. Noxie a 45.238. Puts him 4/10. Oh, he's only 1 and a bit seconds off of Jam Huntington. Psycho Sheep's joined. Look at that. We couldn't have waited for you, Psycho. No way. That would have been a 25-minute wait. You would have been better saying, don't hang about, get qualifying out of the way, and I'll jump in the race like you usually do. But, you know, we tried for you, brother. So, yeah, Noxie 7th, just behind Jam. We saw Jam was up there earlier, but things have moved around with Skyjacker putting it up into 2nd place. Liam there in 3rd. Don't want to waste too much time in the pits. You want to burn that fuel down. Unless he's happy with that time and doesn't think there's much more in it, I don't know. Stevie Styler out there. He's just starting his fastest lap. He's just put new rubber on. We could sit with him going into the first section. Psycho Sheep chatting. Don't chat too much. Come on. You're in the middle of qualifying, Psycho. You get told off for things like that. So through the S's with Stevie Styler, brand new rubber. We're up 100th. We've got to find ourselves 4/10 to get ahead of the Audi to get back our 3rd place, and we've got the Flying Finn only 3/10 behind us in time. We're nearly 6/10 up. That'll do, donkey. It's not donkey, is it? I'll do, piggy. See, I'm using the catchphrase from the spoof of the actual original. So that's meta, isn't it? Doesn't that make me meta? Saying that'll do, donkey. That'll do, pig. There we go, Stevie Styler. Through Spoon. Oh God, look at that. That's unbelievable. 3rd gear, 4th gear, 5th gear. It's crazy speeds. Crazy speeds going up to 130R. In 7th. Oh, 178. Same as Skyjack. He's got a purple. Oh, Stevie's got a purple. Come on, Stevie. Crack on, lads. Get it on there, man. Stop talking, Psycho Sheep. There you go. 2nd place, though. Just a 10th and a half off of pole. A 42.599. Well done, Stevie Styler. Even though Psycho Sheep was jabbering on in your ear hole all the way through that. Psycho. They will let you in the race. Stop talking while they're qualifying. There we see Skyjacker has just been dumped off of 2nd place by Stevie Styler. It was a great lap upstairs. Skyjacker going faster again. He was 500ths up then. He needs to find a bit more than that to get ahead. Liam Anfield's back out, doing his out lap. Casper has changed his tyres now. He's starting to put some laps in. We'll see some times changing. There we see a green best from Jam Huntington. We'll stick with him. He's up 7/10. Don't know where that'll put him. He's only 2/10 behind Casper. This is going to be very juicy, very juicy. Stevie Styler pulling over for him. Interesting. Up into Spoon. Waiting for him to cross another one of those lines, looking at the box at the side, see if anyone else is posting times at the moment. It looked like a lot of them were on out laps. We saw Skyjacker was up on his. There we go. Casper's gone faster with a 43.1. That's put him up into 3rd place. Jam Huntington is still up. Skyjacker's gone in the pit. Seems to have abandoned that lap. Or he was just having a practice lap. He knew he was going in the pits. So with Jam, we saw he was up at the last sector, crossing the line. He's put himself up into 4th with a 1:43.175, just behind Casper, 400s. We saw Jam and Casper in a bitter rivalry last week, racing each other tooth and nail for that 2nd place. Casper in the end. Oh, Matt Psycho just about to confirm his pole with a 42.1, nearly half a second faster than Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler, a great lap. We sat on board with him for that, a 42.599. Casper then going for another run in his Toyota. Jam Huntington also in his Toyota, 700s down on his last time. Skyjacker's only 400s. He's on an out lap at the moment, so he'll be releasing the trigger soon. Liam Anfield's gone faster. Liam Anfield, where is he? He's not down there. I didn't expect it. Oh, Liam Anfield's gone on pole. I apologise. 41.977. My word, just a 10th. Just over a 10th faster than Matt Psycho. We've seen Jim on Wise posted another time out, and Joker's 7th. Jim on Wise in 8th. But Liam Anfield at 41.997, putting it on pole, ahead of Matt Psycho. God, he was sat in the pits just winding it up, wasn't he? Just winding the hybrid up. Getting the hybrid all prepped. There, Matt Psycho. Wondering what he's got to do. He's turned this table around, but this nuisance of an Audi driver's turned up. He's getting in the way of everything. Stevie Styler. Lovely 3rd place. He's going into the pits, changes tyres. Casper, was he on another run? Done a 43.5 on his last lap. 4/10 off his fastest. He's going again. It's a yellow flag, but that might be just someone getting out of his way. Yeah, we can see it was. Is it the Audi of Liam Anfield, maybe? I missed his sector then. Sorry, I was looking for what car it was in the background. So sitting with Casper, could go on board, I guess. Coming around to Spoon, 3rd gear, all the way around, 100 miles an hour, just under 80. Yeah, about just 77 there, lowest. Whipping up through those gears. That's automatic as well. It's interesting. The Toyota can manage through 130R in Casper's hands. We've seen everyone else around about 178, so that's awesome. Coming round to the finish line, what time will he post? 42.282, and I would have thought that was pole, but no, it's 3rd place. Just a 10th and a half off from Matt Psycho. It's crazy times up the top here. Crazy times. The top 3 so close. Stevie Styler not that far behind. Jam Huntington ahead of Skyjacker by only 4 thousandths. Skyjacker's got a green though. He's just coming around to that finish line. What's he posting? He's gone 5/10 faster. He's done a 1:42.657. It's put him in 5th. That's it. 5th, just above Jam Huntington. Couldn't quite get Stevie Styler's time. 500ths off. That is unbelievable. Yeah, they know you're there, Psycho. They'll let you in during the race. We did wait 10 minutes for you, bruv. Sorry for being late. Yeah, no, we guessed your race probably ran over. But we did hold off for 10 minutes, hoping you'd get here in time. But here now, so hopefully, well, you will join the race. Hopefully you'll have a good race from there. It's been a good qualifying so far, very close up the top. They're only just really starting to pull the trigger. The fuels are nice and low now. You can see Casper has no fuel. Hi, Mr. Commentator. Hi, Psycho. Sheep. So, Stevie Styler. I know it's like a hotline just for you. Stevie Styler there in 4th, 3/10 off of so Casper, when did he go? He went 42.282. He's got himself up into 3rd position. He's gone in, just a drip of fuel. New tyres. He's going to go out and do it again. We've got just under 7 minutes left of quali. Here Manfield sitting on pole in his Audi. A 10th ahead. Matt Psycho in his Porsche. And it was Porsche, just wanted to double check. And he is only a 10th ahead of the Toyota. 3 different makes, all within 0.285 tenths of each other. Stevie Styler in the next Porsche. He's got a green. He only needs 3/10 to get ahead of Casper. Didn't see what his time was going over the sector, but we'll sit with him to see him going, oh, rubby show. That was pants. Poor Stevie Styler. He looked like he was on a good one then. Liam Anfield, what's he got going on at the moment? He's going around. He's just come out of Spoon. He'll be coming up to a line before 1:30 hours, so we can see how he is doing. And he is doing, oh, he's nearly 2/10 down. We see here that Matt Psycho's just crossed the line, probably for an out lap. So he's on a lap now. What do you think he can do? I'm obsessed with going in the car because it's crazy speeds they're going around here at Suzuka. It really is. I love it. Yeah, I'll give you a whoosh. Matt Psycho. So Matt Psycho trying to get his pole position. Only has to find 0.136. Whoa, just a passenger through that corner. Slides through that corner. Amazing. Oh, rubbish. GT Sport, you big party pooper. Alright then, let's get out the car. Let's have a look. Ooh, Liam's up. Liam Anfield's up in the 1st sector. Matt Psycho abandoning his lap, we're guessing. Casper's just crossed his out lap, so he is starting a lap. Jam Huntington has gone faster, but only managed to get into 6th position. Ooh, Skyjacker, cheeky. Didn't see him pop one in there. But yeah, I did. I think I did. I did see that, sorry. So Jam getting himself a little bit closer to Skyjacker. A 43.020. Did Liam Anfield just cross? He's still up. Oh, 4 minutes left of qualifying. This is going to be your last few runs, boys. What have you got? Liam Anfield's been cagey all through practice. Never took the mediums off. Even in qualifying, sat in the pits for a little while. Building anticipation. He's up by half a second. This is crazy. Is Casper going across the line anywhere? Not yet. So Liam Anfield, we will watch, crossing the line to put in a ridiculous time. An absolute ridiculous time here at Suzuka. It is a 141.436. 7/10 ahead of Matt Psycho. We saw him abandoning his lap. Casper's on a lap. We'll see. Oh, he's down 6/10, but that'll still put him up ahead of Matt Psycho probably, but Matt Psycho's got a purple. Pat says on the chat, nice to see 3 different cars in the top 3, with Casper being up there in 3rd. He could be on for another good week, yes. So we saw 600s, Matt Psycho up. It's nail biting stuff. Casper's gone in the pits. Psycho Sheep just reminding everyone to remember him. Jam in the pits. That'll be their last 2 runs. They're getting their fuel ready. We're watching Matt Psycho. Can he retake pole away from Liam Anfield? Oh, he's gone a bit wide. Has it overcooked his goose? And he's gone. Oh my lord. Oh, he's got to reset, get himself back together and get back on with it to try and get that pole back. He's in the pits, so he might be able to get back out for another run. Looks like Liam's having another run himself. No, he's slowing down. We've got 2 minutes remaining. Oh, is that it? Is that their day done? Does no one think they can do better? Casper's out there on an outlap. Stevie Styler's coming for an outlap. Skyjacker's on an outlap. Jam Huntington's on an outlap. Noxie is on a lap. Just coming up towards the line. We'll see how he's doing. He's a second down on Jam Huntington ahead of him. Ooh, he's a bit down there. He must have been sat in the pits for a while. And there we see Jokers. He's on a run. He's just going to come up to the first sector. The two, oh no, he's had a bit of an off. Jim on Wise on a run. He's up 2 tenths. He's 4 tenths behind Jokers. Can he find another 2 tenths? Phooey. Patrick saying overcooked goose must be really bad. Great commentary. So Jim on Wise, we're watching. He's 4 tenths, well, 3.5 tenths behind Jokers. He was 2 tenths up. He's done the same as, and it's exactly the same as Matt Psycho. Oh my words! Everyone's struggling through Spoon. So we did the 2 leaders. This is the man we've got to watch. He's finished his outlap. He's on his fast lap now. They're all on their fast lap now. Stevie Styler's still on his outlap, and Skyjack's just starting. So Casper's the first one. He'll be the first to cross the line. 45 seconds left of qualifying. Says he's down already in the first sector on his own time. It's so tight here between these guys. Liam and Matt sat in the pits watching. He's 100th off of his own time. He's 8 tenths off of 8.5 tenths off of pole, but only 1.5 tenths off of second. How intense is this behind him? Stevie Styler we see going. Ooh, a green for Skyjacker, and he's only 500. He's 10th up and he's only 500 behind Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler we know is having a run also. Casper coming up towards the line. What's it say? 200's down. Oh, it's still all to play for in this last part of the track. Can he gain at least 3 tenths in these corners? He's coming around to the finish line now. We're watching. He's going. Oh, he didn't quite make it, but he went faster, but 100th off of Matt Psycho. That is crazy. Then Skyjacker. Oh, Skyjacker got a penalty. He was up, but he's got this penalty. Can he just disappear the penalty through the chicane? Not really. He's down to 3 tenths. Oh, what a shame. It looked like he was up. Looked like he could have got Stevie Styler there near the end. He got a 42.6, but with the penalty. Stevie Styler then, he's on his final lap. He's got half a second to find on 3.5 tenths. 3.5 tenths off of Casper. He's 4.5 tenths, but he's 3.5 tenths up. He's going to get to the line. What's it going to be? Is he going to get Casper's time? A 42. Oh, 2 tenths. 42.350. Jam Huntington then. Oh, it looks like he's done. Has he done? His counter's not going. So yeah, he looks like he's done. His hazards usually come on when you're done, ain't you? So we have then Liam Anfield. Looks like no one's going to beat his pole today. Matt Psycho in second, Casper in third, Stevie Styler in fourth, Skyjacker in fifth, Jam Huntington in sixth, Noxie seventh, Jokers is in eighth, and Jim One Wise in ninth. That's your grid, I believe, leading up to the last race. The race we're coming at round 6. It is round 6, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. No, it might be round 5. Give me a second. I'm all of a tither. I used to be ill. I had a cold. I tell you what it is. It's round 5, sorry, not round 6. So this is the dead centre. This is halfway. Woo! We made it halfway. Right then, what an interesting race we've got coming up. Endurance Nut brings a whole new meaning to a difficult spoon. It does, you're right. They're really struggling in that qualifying, trying to carry some speed through a spoon. Oh, you didn't want to hear that, did you? So the time has run out. There we can see Liam Anfield on his Audi on pole, Matt Psycho in second. This is going to be a cracking race. 60 minutes around Suzuka here in Japan. A rolling start. So it should be a nice chilled affair. I'd say all strategies and fuel saving, but these guys don't bother with that. They crack on. Yeah, let me get rid of the big numbers. They just crack on and break it down into sprint races. So Liam Anfield is starting on the soft tyre with Matt Psycho in second place. Liam says it's fast over 1 lap in Discord, but over a race, he says the hybrid system isn't... Oh yeah, we've got to exit. So we'll see them all exited, so Psycho Sheep can be added. I forgot about you, Psycho. Sorry, big dude. Liam doesn't... He's going to go ahead and win this race. I'm going to mute because I need to have a bit of a blowout, I think. 1 second. And there we go. Everyone's quit out. So we can... Jam can quickly assemble the grid together. New settings, put the grid together and add Psycho Sheep to the end of it. Let me see if I can remember. Liam Anfield was first, Matt Psycho was second, Casper was third, Stevie Styler was fourth, Skyjacker fifth, Jam Huntington sixth, Noxie seventh, Joker's 8th, Jim or Mars 9th, so Psycho Sheep would be 10th. There you go. And there you go. And there's someone out already. No, there isn't. I thought I saw an arrow on the track. There is? No, it's gone again. Let's have a look, see if we can see Psychos. Ooh, oh no, has he got a pitch glitch? Pit glitch. Shouldn't matter though if they're all... Oh, Psycho's left the room. Then Psycho has to come back in and then we have to do it all over again. Oh my god. So I can see the steam coming out the side of Jam Huntington's car right now as he's trying to get on with admin duties. There are Psycho Sheep rejoining the room. Let's have fun. Yeah, that's Psycho Sheep's entry little chat thing. I always like other people seeing other people's. How are you guys doing out there? Sunday evening? Did you have a nice Sunday? All ready for the week incoming? No one's really ready for that, are they? Ooh. Jam's got his hazards on. Skyjack has left the room now. Oh my god. What is happening? I hope that ain't Psycho. I hope Skyjacker's computer just didn't die again. Or his wife just killed him because she thinks it's true what I said about him destroying his own PlayStation to get a new one. Yes, I'm in just late. LNR Racers. Given my potential was only a 41.8, so you found something crazy, Liam Anfield. And Casper is telling Psycho to shut up in chat. What are we doing now? Oh yeah, there's Skyjacker. His entry chat is positively splendid, which is nice. Casper, time to find. I think we are effed. Matt Psycho about Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield's telling you, as soon as I have no hybrid, you will come straight past. But then that diesel motor kicks in. But though on this track there ain't that long straights. Ooh, no one knows. There's a bit of a crack between Liam and Casper on the Discord, trying to work out who has a faster car. Liam thinks his hybrid will run out. Oh, yep, Psycho's out. There we go. He hasn't got the pit a glitch. Ooh, it's going to be tricky, isn't it? It's quite similar to not quite similar. It's the same colours. Same colours as Caspar's. So yes, Sunweb. It's like the Sun Paper, but like their internet version or something. Sunweb. I don't know. Probably not. Skyjacker, he's not playing. He's had enough. I don't know. Nice weekend for Pat, says. NFL and HPEC again. Endurance, drove to Scotland for a cup of tea. It was lovely. That's nice. It's a long way to go for a cup of tea, but, you know, must have been blinding. I don't know where you started from. Could have started from Newcastle, then it wouldn't have been a very far journey to Scotland for a cup of tea. Don't think I've ever been to Scotland. I've been up as far as Newcastle, and it was like for a day. It was the weirdest thing. Someone took me when I was younger, just to make the train ticket cheaper. It was like one of my mum's friends had to go up to pick something up from Newcastle. Sounds dodgy, I know, but it wasn't. But yeah, to make his train ticket cheaper, he needed like a minor to travel up with. So yeah, I got a trip up to Newcastle on the train. Sort of hung around a little bit in Newcastle for half a day or so, and then got the train back. I think he was picking his kids up. I think he had his kids for the weekend or something. So he had like one of those family tickets and didn't want to travel up on his own without one. New lobby, why is it all gone Pete Tong or something? Skyjacker is having major issues. Oh dear. Let's have a look on Discord to see if there's anything revealing on there. There is some HPEC chat going on. Almost didn't turn up as feeling rough. Glad I have. Matt Psycho said. Skyjacker, all good. Skyjacker's having PS issues again. Yes, that PS5 is getting closer and closer. Oh, Psycho Sheep's gone in. We'll have a little look at Casper. Are we even going to get to start? We're getting at 10 to 10 now. No, 10 to 9, sorry. These guys don't want to go too late. I know that. So we're having another 5 mins. Well, Skyjacker, I can imagine he's there fanning or blowing the side of his PlayStation. Cool down, baby. Come on, cool down, cool down. Don't be so hot. Might be a bit of dust on a circuit board or something. Give it a good blow. Turn it upside down. I used to do that with one of my old PlayStations. I think it was the PS2. Turn it upside down, the disk drive wouldn't eject. But for some reason, if you turned it upside down, it would eject. Some of the crazy things we do. Blow on it and then turn it upside down, Skyjacker. That's what I say. Turn it off, but unplug it quickly and then plug it back in. Don't turn it off by the button. Do like a hard reset, whatever they call. And blows a circuit board or something. And the power outage in your house. And then you can blame the power outage in your house and not the PS4. So we're having a little extra practice, and I'm dribbling on of different ways you can fix PlayStations. This last week we were meant to be in Blackpool. This whole COVID thing messed that up. What? COVID's scared of beaches, I've heard. You could have gone to Blackpool. I don't know. I had it because I live in a seaside-y kind of area. We're near a sea, should I say. And it doesn't seem like it doesn't really feel terrible around here. We've had COVID cases, obviously, but it's not been like crazy numbers like other places. So it's I suppose we've been in like a kind of a bubble where it doesn't seem that bad. It's not like tragic like it is elsewhere. So I had a theory is because we're near salt water, there's salt in the air and it kills the COVID, and that's why it's not had major issues. And then someone told me I was a dope at work because there's many places near salt water that have had really high numbers. So my scientific theory. Oh dear, Matt Psycho on Discord, what have I done? He's gone. He's gone now again. So I don't know what about Discord. He said Discord, but there's nothing on HPEC. Start without me. PS is playing up. We're going ahead without Skyjacker, guys. This doesn't feel right. I like Skyjacker in my races. Someone at work tells me I say Skyjacker the most. He reckons if you listen to me and all of the things I do, he says I say Skyjacker. He just notices I say Skyjacker a lot, so he thinks Skyjacker's my favourite. There is also a technician's tap to fix things. Hit it. If it doesn't work, hit it again. That's what I was saying earlier. He hit it with an hammer, and now he needs a PS5. He's told his missus it don't work. Hit it with an hammer. He says it don't work now. and that's it now. He's getting a new PS5. Cheeky sod. Oh look, messed that up. L2, small Y. RT. Trendsetter, yeah. Yeah, Jam saying good luck. We are now starting a final. He started that before Stevie Styler got in there. If I was Stevie Styler, I would issue some reports on that man. Just he's racing and it's 5 to 10. He doesn't want a late night. No one wants a late night. Everyone's going to be racing today. Oh hell, why's that? Why's that? Do I usually have that weird thing at the bottom? Not usually. Something's not right. I can't get rid of it. There you go. Oh, I press F1. I've got no sound. There's the sound. Phew. Here we go. Ready for 1 hour of racing. Liam Anfield is on pole. I've got a low battery on the old race pad, so I might not be able to chat with you all the way through this. I could always switch over to my phone. So Liam Anfield grabbed pole, and away he goes, but he doesn't believe his hybrid will keep him ahead long enough. Matt Psycho in second spot, and Casper in third. 3 different model makes of car, all within about 3/10 of each other. It was crazy. Skyjacker. PS keeps freezing. Oh, looks like Casper's under trouble from Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler looking for a way past. In these early days, the Toyota doesn't look like to be getting away well. Up ahead, we have Liam Anfield, nearly 7/10 ahead of Matt Psycho. They're chasing each other. Oh, now Stevie Styler falling back into the clutches of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington looking for a way past Stevie Styler. It's all beautiful there. Noxie is in 6th. Jim on Wise has got past Jokus. Jokus still ahead of Psycho Sheep in his new machinery. Looks great, Psycho. Yeah, have a whoosh. So Psycho jumping straight out of one race into another, and we're missing Skyjacker because his PS4 keeps freezing. And Liam Anfield now a second ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho only half a second of Casper. That early dip in Casper's race has definitely gone now. He's pulled away from Stevie Styler. He's nearly 6/10 ahead of Stevie Styler, and Stevie Styler 7/10 ahead of Jam Huntington. We're all on the soft tyres. Noxie now 1.6 seconds behind Jam, but 1.3 seconds ahead of Jim One Wise. And there we see Jokers out wide in 130R with Psycho Sheep 1.8 seconds behind. Then here we see Liam Anfield 1.3 seconds leading Matt Psycho. They did a 46 from a standing start, no, rolling start, 47.6 from Matt Psycho, and a 48.5. There's really different time variations there from the top 3 cars. Stevie Styler in 4th with 49.5. He's too tall. Jam's falling behind. Let's have a quick see if we can see what happened to Jam. Oh, he's already behind Noxie. It's already happened. Sorry, I apologise. So Jam dropping behind Noxie. Noxie now up into 5th. That consistency paying him well. Staying on the track, staying in the white lines, keeping going. He's got a 3rd, a 4th, and now he's sitting happily in a 5th. He's playing Le Mans bingo, or endurance bingo, should I say. Liam Manfield still 1.2 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho pulling a 2nd out on Casper. Casper struggling to keep up with the 2 ahead of him, but he's 1.3 seconds now ahead of Stevie Styler. This track's really evened out these cars. Noxie going out wide, Jam Huntington coming through, a spoon. So there we see Noxie, gone out really wide, gone to the back of the track. And we can see there, what did we see? We see Jim on Wise and Psycho Sheep side by side, going into 130R. Please don't do that. So Psycho Sheep in the Toyota, just nipping underneath the Audi through one of the fastest parts of the track. That was rather scary. And we see Noxie taking the short, getting in the way of Jokers as well. Jokers coming back onto the track. Oh, these cars are skittish. They really are quite skittish. It's a struggle to slow them down. Up in the lead then, Liam Anfield still holding that 1.2 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho got the fastest lap with a 1:42.764. I don't believe any fuel savings happening right. Oh, that is such a cool shot. No, stay with it. Stay with it. Oh, I missed it. It's gone. No, they've all gone. Rubbish. So there we see Liam Anfield, a 1 second now. Matt Psycho managing to pull him in. He's building up the hybrid. But yeah, he doesn't build it up as much as the other cars. It is true. That Audi, it doesn't replenish the hybrid as quick as the other cars. In this corner you can see he's only got a dribble through Spoon, whereas Matt Psycho and Casper's got a bit more than the Porsche has. So here we see, this is what Liam was talking about. Down the straights, he's a sitting duck through 130R, but he'd be heavy on the brakes now. That'll help slowly build some, but yeah, he can't even fill it. He can't even manage to fill his hybrid anywhere on this track. Pat says it's a nice arty view to see the fairground wheel, even more when it is lit up at night. Yes. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have a night race. I imagine one of these races might be in the night. So yeah, we can see what we're talking about with Liam when he says he hasn't got enough hybrid, but he's got half of it built up. But he's only half a second ahead of Matt Psycho now. Matt Psycho 1.6 seconds ahead of Casper, but Casper's nearly 2 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler got a bit of breathing space behind him with 5 points. Oh no, Jam off the track. Jam is down to 6th place now. Psycho Sheep, yeah, a lot more happier in this car than the Nissan, already up into 5th position. Lovely stuff. Jam back onto the track again ahead of Jim One Wise, but Jim One Wise and Jokers. Is Noxie there as well? Hey, we've got a fight on down the back here. Jim One Wise ahead of Jokers with Noxie following, sitting car. This is beautiful. This is what we live for. This is what it's about. This is great. So sitting on board with Noxie, a whoosh, following Jim One Wise and Jokers through the tighter section of the corner, going up to the hairpin. We're looking up the inside of Jokers. There's no room there. Jokers looking up the inside of Jim One Wise, and Jokers pulls off the move. It was clumsy, but he got it done. And there you can see the power of the Porsche just propelling Noxie into the back of the Audi. Now, Noxie just taking a small detour there. And then we'll try and catch up with the battle between Jim One Wise and Jokers. No, Jim One Wise losing it in Spoon. And there we go. So, up ahead, Matt Psycho. Oh, no! Where's Liam? Oh, sorry, guys. It's already happened. I don't know. I am really sorry. I was watching the battle at the back. And it looks like something happened to Liam. Penalty maybe, small off, or maybe it was just that hybrid power wasn't enough. I don't even know why I'm still in the replay. Ridiculous. So now, your new leader of this race, Matt Psycho, 1.5 seconds ahead of Casper. Normal scheduling has resumed. We are back to the HPEC you know and love, with these two duking it out, either first or second between the pair of them. Stevie Styler inherited third place from whatever happened to Liam. Liam carrying on though. He's just got no hybrid. I see how he says that it's just GT Sport. Could you not have just levelled these cars off a little bit better? There you see Psycho Sheep. He's some 7.5 seconds off of Liam Anfield. Yeah, I'll give him a whoosh. Whoosh. Because he's in an older version of the Toyota TS030. Whoa! Wow, good save. Psycho. He's driving that car to its limits and beyond. Best he's done is a 44.734. We've had Matt Psycho's fastest lap as a 42.764. Excuse me. Oh my god, my race pad battery is really starting to feel some pressure. So we'll be switching over to the phone soon. Stick to the chat. Casper has made an early pit stop. Very early. His tyres didn't look too bad, but he felt it was time to make a pit, maybe. Strategical. Stevie Styler manages to get ahead of him in the Porsche. So we have a Porsche leading, a Porsche in second, Toyota third, Audi is in fourth. Jam Huntington also making a pit stop. So yeah, that Toyota must be using those tyres up rather abruptly. And Psycho Sheep now moving up into... Oh, he was already in fifth ahead of Jam Huntington, was it? But Liam Anfield getting ahead of Casper. Oh, Casper. He's had a rear off. Was it his own? Let's have a look. He's following Stevie Styler in second place just after his pit stops. He's coming. He's having... Oh, Stevie Styler might have helped him off there. Oh, that's a tough one. That's going to be one for the stewards. Poor person who has to do that. Hey, Matt Psycho then in first, 7 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. I'm not sure if there was contact made there. It did look like it. Liam Anfield then up into third. Casper, he's down in fourth. He gets no love from the other drivers. They don't seem to want to give him the space to race. And there we see Psycho Sheep in the other Toyota, the older Toyota, in fifth ahead of Jam Huntington, who is, and Matt Psycho has come into pits. So what will Stevie Styler do? Stay out, and Stevie Styler's coming to the pits. Liam's coming to the pits. So Casper having that small spin, how much did it cost him, and can he get ahead? Matt Psycho looks like he's out already. It was just a tyre change. Casper back up into second. No, Liam Anfield coming out second. Casper is in third, and Stevie Styler, no, it's not done yet. Oh no, we're not in this position again. These two side by side in a corner did not end well in the last round, and this time Casper just going ahead of Liam Anfield. But when these two race, it's like God's fight. It's like when your ma used to tell you when it was raining and thunder, it was the gods arguing. And that is what this is like when these two race. So that is something exciting to look forward to, although Liam, like I said, struggling with that hybrid. Doesn't just seem to harvest it very well under braking, not like the Toyota. And now Liam under a bit of pressure from Stevie Styler there. Whoosh. In fourth position, having a great race, it has to be said. He's mixing it with the leaders. He's 7 seconds off of Matt Psycho at the moment, but only 8/10 off of Liam Anfield in the Audi, and not that much more off of the Toyota of Casper. Up ahead then, Matt Psycho 6 seconds ahead of his nearest rival in the championship. Casper. He's chasing him down. This will help. He'd like Casper to fall further down the rankings. But I suppose if Matt Psycho can win 4 in a row and Casper finishing second, then it'll be down to fastest laps. I don't know. I haven't been looking at who's got what fastest laps. But this championship could be tight if the tide has turned and Matt Psycho is now winning races with Casper finishing in second. It's very interesting. Matt Psycho going faster again. How long are we in? We've been 13 minutes into this race. So this was nearly the first quarter down. All the front guys have pitted. I haven't noticed back here. Psycho Sheep yet to pit. Still driving around. Only 6.9 seconds behind Stevie Styler. Doing wonders with that Toyota. He's ahead of Jam Huntington in the newer model Toyota. Jam has pitted though. And he's 18 seconds ahead of Jokers, who's in 7th. Who is ahead of Noxie. Who's ahead of Noxie in 8th, and he's ahead of Jim on Wise. Quite a way. Looks like Jim on Wise having a bit of a struggle. Ah, Carly, you forgot all about us, eh? What do you like? Hello and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. This is the HPEC, a hybrid prototype endurance championship, and you've missed some humdingers. Liam poled it. Liam was leading, then something happened to Liam. He dropped down to 4th, and then we had some pit stops. Casper and Stevie Styler had a bit of a coming together. And I think that's what really has dropped Stevie Styler. Put a lot more fuel in on his pit stop. There we see Psycho Sheep finally making his pit stop. Will Jam Huntington manage to get past? It's saying he has, but no. Psycho Sheep just coming out the pits just ahead of him. Not much. There's not much in it. 2 seconds, 1.7. These two may be coming across each other pretty soon. Up ahead then, Matt Psycho, only 5.7 seconds ahead of Casper. Casper's just done the fastest lap of a 1:42.426. Liam Anfield in 3rd. He's not far behind Casper. He's not letting him get away. That hybrid not hurting him too much. And Stevie Styler also in the mix. So the top second, third and fourth all virtually in a strategical, they can outmaneuver each other with pit stops, with all sorts. Psycho Sheep in 5th. He went long. He's just pitted. He's ahead of Jam Huntington by 2 seconds. Jam Huntington chasing him down. Jokers ahead of the battle at the back. We saw these three all racing each other, but they've spaced themselves out a little bit. Jokers ahead of Noxie. Only by 2.3 seconds though. There's nothing in it between the two of them. And Jim on Wise has dropped back quite a way in the Audi. I don't think he's enjoying that Audi. And oh, Loey never showed up. Loey was here last week. He didn't come this week. Oh, what a shame. And there goes the iPad. So then I'll swap over to the excuse me. Swap over to the phone just in case there's any cool comments in the chat. I know you're all trendy down with it, guys, so I like to try and girls and I like to keep up with the chat out there and try and break my race pad at the same time by leaning my phone up against it. There you go. So Jokers only 1.5 seconds ahead of Noxie now, so Noxie is catching him up. We'll have to watch that. It's only nearly less than a second behind Jokers. Jokers' last lap was a 46.655, which was his fastest lap, but a 45.097 from Noxie means he is catching him. Noxie's speed doesn't seem to be a problem. He just gets pulled off of the track here and there. And because he was up there, he was up in 5th, I think, at one point. Small mistake, off he went, and then down he went. So up ahead then we have Matt Psycho, still only 5.8 seconds. Nothing is moving between these guys. The lap time's consistent since his pit stop, 41.4, I think that was his out lap. 42.8, 42.7, that's a 43, he's just done. Casper has come in again. Casper, this is his second pit stop. He's really eating through these tyres. He's doing what he can. He's dribbled a bit of fuel in there, just a wee little bit. Doesn't want to hold him up too much. There we see that the Audi is up into second place. We cannot call this race so far. We really cannot. Stevie Styler only 2 seconds behind the Audi. Everything looks okay. Fuel, tyres, they're a bit red. Suzuka really is caning these guys' tyres, not Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho's looking after his tyres quite pleasantly, but Matt Psycho did pit a lot later than the other guys. Psycho Sheep in 5th, doing a great job in that underpowered Toyota. He's 2/10 up on his own time, which was one of the fastest on his last lap. It was a 43.690. He's cracking on. He's 7 seconds. Him and Jam was quite close together, but he's pulled 7 seconds out on Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington is, at times, a bit inconsistent, struggling to find a rhythm around here in Japan. And there we see Joe Cass, still ahead of Noxie though, 1.4 seconds, 45.898 on his last lap. Noxie did a 46.2. Jim Wise doing a bit of practice. He did a 45.03 on lap 9. It's not awful. So up ahead, Matt Psycho, 8 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield popping into the pits. This time Stevie Styler electing to stay out. He's only a second ahead of Casper. Casper is coming for him. Get aboard with the flying fin. Give him a whoosh. Have a sip of Red Bull. Let me have a sit back here. A little cruise. This technique going through the S curves, heading up to Dunlop Curve, around Degnia. I know this bit's Degnia, isn't it? Ooh, I wouldn't want to make a move there. Look at the speed of these. It's unbelievable. He's going to try and make a move into the hairpin, maybe even before. He's having a look. Where is he going to go? Stevie Styler protecting the inside line as he has the right to. And there, oh, Casper all over the back of Stevie Styler coming out of the hairpin. He's got a better drive, but Stevie Styler still got a bit of pace there. Second and third, fighting for position. Oh, there's a little tap. Poor old Casper getting the rough end of the stick here this evening. He tries to make a move on someone, and there's nudges and taps, and at this sort of speed it's really difficult. Yeah, he's flashing his lights at Stevie Styler. I don't think he enjoyed that one bit. Matt Psycho popping into the pits to get new tyres and fuel, so he'll be in for a little while now, I think. Stevie Styler also popping into the pits. Did he do enough to hold up Casper though? Casper going around, quarter of a tank of fuel. That Psycho there, he's just coming up behind Casper. Is this the big turnaround? He's putting half a tank of fuel as Matt Psycho. Casper still got a quarter of a tank of fuel. It's all very interesting between the top two. Liam Anfield in third. 6.5 seconds behind these guys. He's just pitted. He's 3.5 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler, but Psycho Sheep has, with the pit stops, now come across the back end of Stevie Styler and is putting his hat into the ring for the top 4. Interesting stuff here. It looks like this Toyota is another one that's hybrid, does not fill up very well, because he's just gone all the way around there with no hybrid whatsoever. It's starting to... There you go, you've got a bit now, but there it all goes, virtually out the corner, it's gone. Oh dear. But we can see there Psycho Sheep trying to pull some moves on Stevie Styler. Up in the lead then, Casper, 1.8 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. His last lap, a 45.421. They're both, well no, that was, now Matt Psycho's on his out lap, so it's hard to tell what sort of time he's doing next to Casper, but they are 2 seconds apart. Casper's just gone the fastest so far in the race with a 42.247, just ahead of Matt Psycho, who's 2 seconds trailing Liam Anfield in third, 7.5 seconds behind Matt Psycho. Stevie Styler is in fourth, 3 seconds behind Liam Anfield, and he's managed to shake off Psycho Sheep, and he's got himself a second wiggle space. There you see Jam Huntington in sixth, some 7 seconds behind Psycho Sheep. So he's not lost any more time to him than original. His fuel is very low though, so he will need to pit soon. 43 seconds ahead of Noxie. Noxie and Jim on Wise somehow got ahead of Jokus. Jokus did a 2:22 on lap 11. It looks like he has pitted, so maybe that was his pit stop. Just after he'd done his fastest lap of a 1:45.898. Jim on Wise is some 7 seconds ahead of Jokus and 16 seconds, sorry, behind Noxie. So these three in a battle of their own. Casper, still only 2 seconds, nothing between these two. No quarter given, no time is left on the table. Jim on Wise has popped into the pits, so maybe that will put him behind Jokus. He's still in the pits, he needs fuel. So there you go, Jim on Wise behind Noxie and Jokus there, coming out the pits with half a tank of fuel. See what he can do from there. 7 seconds behind Jokus. Jokus is, he's using his tyres up, he's got less than half a tank of fuel. Yeah, I think Jim on Wise starts applying a bit of pressure. He might start rattling Jokus. Noxie's a little further ahead. Looks like he doesn't need to pit. Up ahead, Casper still 2 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho did his fastest lap of a 42.631 last time around. So there's nothing in it between the Flying Finn and the Englishman. Liam Anfield in third position, your pole sitter. He did predict he wouldn't be able to hold off the other two because of his hybrid system not being as good as theirs, but all the same, he's doing a great job in third ahead of Stevie Styler, who we've seen have a bit of a race with Casper on a couple of occasions. Casper coming off worse. Behind him, Psycho Sheep, 2.5 seconds. We saw he was all over the back, but his tyre's starting to look rough now, and he looks like he needs a pit stop. Jam Huntington must have just had a pit stop, because he's dropped to 20 seconds behind. Yes, he's on his out lap. So has he done enough to put himself ahead of Psycho Sheep when Psycho Sheep pits? There we see Casper has come in. So Matt Psycho retakes the lead with a quarter of a tank of fuel. We're not going to know who's going to win this race. It's going to be one of those. It really is going to be one of those. You lot aren't chatting, so I don't know. I don't know if it's because something to do with my phone, if I'm a bit behind, maybe. I don't know. If I close it and reopen it, what happens? But yeah, so Matt Psycho back in the lead of this race. Liam Anfield being very, very harassed by Casper. There's a race going on between these two. Most certainly there is. There's only 4 tenths between Liam and Casper. I'm going to get on board with Casper while we follow Liam. You'd think Casper now would be interested in just sitting in behind, saving a bit of fuel. We're nearly up to the halfway point of the race. But no, Casper's not interested in any kind of fuel saving whatsoever. He wants to get on with it. He wants to get his second place back. But Liam, oh, there's a little nudge on the back rear quarter. Liam's managed to carry on. Casper lifted. He races hard, but he does race fair. That helps Stevie Styler no end. Those two coming across each other, causing each other issues. Liam Anfield still holding off. His tyres are pretty rough. His fuel's quite low. He will be thinking of a pit stop soon. Casper's still got the fastest lap. There we go. Casper. I don't know who's getting a blue flag. Psycho Sheep's gone into the pits. Oh, I wanted to look at that, see if Jam was going to jump Psycho, but we can't cut away from this battle for third and second. It's a humdinger, if ever there was one, especially between these two. Like I said, this is like gods fighting. This is like an alien invasion where the two aliens start attacking each other. So far, Liam doing everything he needs to do to stay ahead of Casper, and Casper will be screaming as it's ruining his race. Matt Psycho pulling away all of this time. Look, up to 10 seconds, but Casper does have some traffic to deal with. So Liam Anfield, oh, he must be holding. Casper must feel like he's getting held up at this point in the race, and he just wants to get on with it. He wants to get. He's got a race with Matt Psycho on. This is not his race with Liam Anfield, but it has turned into his race with Liam Anfield. And now he has to find a way past the Audi driver. And at the moment, he's really struggling to find one. This is fantastic racing, guys. It really is. We are just coming up to the halfway mark of this race. Your leader, Matt Psycho, some 10 seconds ahead of this battle. Liam Anfield and Casper can't decide who's going to have second or third. Well, Liam's decided who's having second. Casper has disputes over that. They've been dogging each other now for nearly 2 laps. It's been a joy to watch. Not managed to be able to look anywhere else, but I can tell you after that pit stop, Psycho Sheep does look like he stayed ahead of Jam Huntington, but I don't know by how much. I should have a quick look. I really should. Oh, they're racing each other, aren't they? No, there's Psycho Sheep. He's 4.6 seconds ahead of Jam. So back to this battle then between Casper and Liam. Nothing in it between the two of them. Casper's doing 44s when he can be doing 42s. Liam in the 44s because his tyre wear, his fuel's down. I imagine he's saving as little bit as he can in the corners, not revving it up too much. Someone off the track, staying out the way. Oop, I don't know, Jokers that was, I think. Stevie Styler's still in 4th though. Everything's good there. Matt Psycho leading the way by 11 seconds. He's doing 42s and 43s. This is playing really into his hands. These two fighting each other really is paying dividends for Matt Psycho at the end of the day. And Casper just frustrated. His team pitted him. They knew he'd come out behind Liam Anfield. They felt confident. It wouldn't be an issue, but Liam Anfield now has become a very large Audi-shaped thorn in the side of the Flying Finn. Again, looking for a place to make a move. Matt Psycho taking this opportunity to come in. He's got to get tyres, he's got to get fuel. There goes Liam, releasing Casper. Casper will be driving furiously now. Driving with such anger and fury. No, I don't know. He'll be driving as fast as he can though, because he has lost time to Matt Psycho. But Matt Psycho out of the pits, half a tank of fuel, brand new soft tyres, some 3.5 seconds behind Casper. Casper, oh, he's only got a few laps of fuel left. His tyres still seem fine, but yeah, he has really got a rabbit. He's got to Hussein Bolt it, because he needs to build up some time between him and Matt Psycho, because I think he is on a few more laps than Matt Psycho. Where is the next race car here? Is that Max 5? It's Interlagos, isn't it? Oh, I like Interlagos. Have you been enjoying it? The next in HPEC, have you got a car? Oh, does that mean Carly, you're going to join HPEC? I know you joined Max 5 on a Saturday, but we are way over it, halfway through the season. I don't imagine it'd be a problem, people joining. There are still people joining. It's Sunday evening. It's quite a relaxed affair. So, Liam, after all of that, 13 seconds down on Matt Psycho, but he has topped up quite a bit, so he's going for a long stint. Matt Psycho, half a tank of fuel. Casper is in the red already, so it's imminent that he will have to come into the pits. He's only 3 seconds, less than 3 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Yep, not doing so well so far. What, HPEC? No. Yes, practicing for next Max 5, yeah. So I thought, yeah, you don't want to get into these cars. So, Matt Psycho is in second, 3.3 seconds. I thought Casper was going to go into the pits on that one. I know, I thought that part, I thought, whoa. So Casper leading 3.2 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho sitting in a better position, just pitted, more fuel. And he wasn't held up by Liam Anfield for about 3-4 laps. Liam Anfield going for a longer stint in this session. We've got 25 minutes left of this race. Steamy Styler only a second behind Liam Anfield. The Silent Assassin sitting there, and Psycho Sheep only 1.5 seconds behind. It's so close in that little field there. Jam Huntington, some 17 seconds now behind Psycho Sheep, and nearly a minute ahead of Noxie. Noxie's on his outlap, he must have just pitted. He's nearly 20 seconds ahead of Jim Wise. Jim Wise nearly 40 seconds ahead of Joker's, really spread out at the back there. To say it was only like, what, 20 odd minutes ago we were watching them three like racing each other quite closely. So Casper, he's got to go in the pits, and so who followed him in? Jim Wise? I don't know, it looked like someone was right up his tail when they came in. Yeah, it must have been Jim Wise following. So Matt Psycho retaking the lead. What about Liam Anfield? Casper does not want to sit behind him again. No, Casper coming out. The Toyota team making sure they don't end up behind the Audi again, and they've done a great job getting him out. Just behind Matt Psycho, 7 seconds. He's just under half a tank of fuel. Who's going to win this race? I'd lean to Matt, but I wouldn't put it past Casper. And Liam Anfield, you can't write him off. I know he's 13 seconds behind the lead, but he has got a lot more fuel than the other guys, and he's hoping to go further. He's flashing his lights at his fellow Audi driver, and he gets out of the way. There you go, brilliant stuff. There's Stevie Styler also clearing the back marker of Jim Wise. Psycho Sheep, the next one through. They're all very close, this Liam Anfield, Stevie Styler, and there you can see Jim Wise losing the Audi on the curbs. Jam Huntington 18 seconds behind these guys. It's just coming along. Jim Wise, who we saw losing it on the curb, he's got going again. And that helps Jokers a small bit, 20 seconds behind now. Any more of that business, he says, and I am going to be overtaking you. Jim Wise not enjoying that Audi this season. Hopefully, stick with it, Jim Wise. What we've got planned next will be more controllable. More a car for, well, just a more handleable car, shall we just say. I can't say too much because it hasn't really, anything's been sorted yet. It's just an idea being kicked about for the end of the HPEC season. Matt Psycho then, 5-6 seconds ahead of Casper. Casper closing that gap. Casper doing all he can to close that gap between him and Matt Psycho. He does not want Matt Psycho winning another one, because then it'll be what's that? 3-2. Yeah, 3-2. Casper's 3 wins to Matt Psycho's 2. Not that I'm giving Matt Psycho the win yet. I can't. It's so close. Oh, who's gonna win? I like knowing. I like to know. Casper up, but it looked like he had a bit of a moment on the curb then. I'm not sure. He's doing all he can. He's 7 seconds. He's dropped a bit from Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho in the 42s. Casper also he's done an outlap, so you can't tell. Liam Anfield still only 7.5 seconds behind that fight, but only 1.2 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler has dropped Psycho a little bit now. Psycho Sheep down to 4.5 seconds behind these guys. Still a lot better than what it was in the Nissan, I have to say, from last week. That looked absolutely painful. So Stevie Styler only within grappling distance of Liam Anfield. He could throw a stone and hit him, but in racing terms, a second could be a mile. Matt Psycho 6 seconds ahead of Casper. Oh, Casper's lost that back end, but he's regained it. What car control. Well done, Mr. Casper. That was great car control. Lost him a bit of time though. Not too much though. He was 7.5 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield, and he's still 7.5 seconds. So, and he's lost about a second on Matt Psycho. Has it ruffled him up? Has it broken his rhythm? Can he get himself back into it again? He's pushing, guys. You can see that he's pushing for all his might. Carly, if you go into Discord, any number of people will be more than happy to jump in and chat with you, give you tips of what they do around Interlagos. I know I used to get the first corner totally wrong, and one of the guys talked me through how to straight line it as much as possible, and it was really helpful. So, you know, just during the week at any time, ask someone if they want to go in a lobby, or just ask if anyone wants to go in a lobby, join a party, have a chat with you, talk you around it. Oh yeah, tell around. There you go. Then you had the best. There's no other person. Not no one else. You went out with the best, so there you go. You're one step ahead of me, like most women. So Matt Psycho leading this race, 7.3 seconds ahead of Casper, who is 7.4 seconds. Stevie Styler's popped into the pits. He needed it fuel-wise. Psycho Sheep then moving up, but his fuel's quite low as well. It's going to be tight between Stevie and Psycho Sheep. Stevie really topping up. Stevie, he has put in over half a tank, going the way of Liam. Liam was going to go long. It's going okay for him so far. Let me have a little sip, because I've just clicked twice just from talking. Matt Psycho leading by 6.8 seconds. Casper 8.4 seconds ahead of Liam. So Liam's dropped back from that battle of first and second. Psycho only 5 seconds behind, but it will have to pit pretty soon, this lap or the next. We have only got just under 19 minutes left of this race. Stevie Styler pitted. Is that it for the rest of the race? I doubt it. I think there's more to come. How's the cold? Well, it's getting... if you were here at the beginning, if you even cared and knew I was on tonight, at the very beginning I announced I was over my cold. I took a big deep sniff to show off, and then I coughed. So, but yeah, I'm alright, I'm good. I don't know why that happened earlier on. Just before I went online, I give it a big deep breath and no coughing or spluttering. So I'm feeling good, I'm feeling buoyant. Casper retaking the lead while Matt Psycho is in the pits. You know, I'm not like these usual men that whinge and whine about having a cold. I can take it. I barely felt it, to tell you the truth. I don't think I mentioned it. I'm surprised you know I had a cold, because I don't think I've really mentioned it much. Casper leading by 7 seconds, but he does need fuel. Matt Psycho popped in half a tank of fuel. And Liam Anfield only 2 seconds behind these guys. Still got fuel, but those tyres do look raw. Oh, someone told you, that's it. Yeah, I was going to say, because I didn't think I'd mentioned it much. So, Stevie Styler in 4th. 14 seconds behind Liam Anfield. Dropped a bit back, but he has pitted. Fueled up a little bit. He's only 8 seconds ahead. The Psycho Sheep finally coming in. We saw he was getting 5th, quite close to Stevie Styler. He's topped up with fuel. It's showing Jam ahead of him. Yes, I don't know where. Thought Jam was quite far behind Psycho Sheep, so I don't know quite what's gone off there, but now Jam is only 8.8 seconds behind Stevie Styler, 27 seconds ahead. Oh, he's got no fuel, so he will be pitting. Noxie has come into the pits, but Noxie is a little bit in no man's land at the moment. He's got no one really threatening from behind. Jim on Wise a little bit further back. He's ahead of the Jokers. The Jokers, like he's the Joker. Why not? He's 28 seconds behind Jim on Wise. Casper is now in the pits. Matt Psycho in the last corner, going across the start straight. And Liam Anfield popped into the pits as well. Will Matt Psycho retake the lead ahead of Casper? Casper's just moving, and there we go. Matt Psycho into the first corner. Casper in second, 3.7 seconds behind these guys. We've only got 16 minutes left of racing here. Stevie Styler moving ahead of, no, not quite moving ahead of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield just leaving the pits ahead of Stevie Styler, but it's very, very close between the two of them. Only a second. Jam Huntington we see him popping into the pits. Does that mean Liam Anfield is quite a way back? I'm not sure if he's going to manage to get ahead of the Jam, or if Jam Huntington has jumped Psycho Sheep in the pits. We will see. He's out the pits. Oh, Jam Psycho must have had an off. He must have had an issue, because he was ahead of Jam and he should have finished ahead of him. But back to the lead again, because it was close. 4 seconds between those two. It was only a second. There we go. It was Stevie Styler and Liam Anfield. We'll get on board with Stevie Styler. Oh, you off to bed, mate? Good night. I love you lots. Sweet dreams and all that. That's right. Dream of boobs. Stevie Styler in 4th. 8 tenths behind Liam Anfield. And there's a race on between these two for sure. For sure, y'all. Matt Psycho then leading 4 seconds. I think someone came in the room. The door moved. Ghost. There we go. Matt Psycho going fastest in the lead. 1:42.246. 4 seconds ahead of Casper. I don't know if we're racing till the end, guys. I don't honestly know if we're racing till the end, or if there's another pit stop on the go. I am going to stick my neck out and say these guys are going till the end, but I'm not sure. We're only on quarter of a tank of fuel. If Casper can manage it, he's 13 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield cannot shake off Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler still within a second. Liam Anfield, new boots, half a tank of fuel. Stevie Styler, virtually new boots, and just under half a tank of fuel. It's not finished between these two for the last of the podiums. Jam Huntington somehow getting ahead of Psycho Sheep, but Jam didn't put a lot of fuel in. Only a quarter of a tank of fuel. Is that enough to get to the end of this race? Who can be sure? Psycho Sheep some 15 seconds behind and 41 seconds ahead of Noxie. Jim on Wise, has he pitted for good? No, he's fueling up. He's on his way out. 66 Audi car back onto the track. He's only 10 seconds behind Jokers. Jokers, it looks like he's going to the end. He's just done his personal fastest with 1:44.914. and he's going faster again. So Matt Psycho still only 4 seconds ahead of Casper. We've had 47 minutes of racing, and the two lead cars only less than 4 seconds apart, and third and fourth only 1.5 seconds apart. You know, that's tight. That's close racing all the way through this hour. So Matt Psycho 3.6 seconds now ahead of Casper. Casper 14 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. Casper just done the fastest lap, a 1:42.017. 12 minutes to go. Quarter of a tank of fuel for Matt Psycho. Just under a quarter of a tank of fuel for Casper. Liam Anfield nearly just under half a tank of fuel. He's 1.7 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. He's managing to slowly pull away. Done a 42.868 on his last lap, whereas Stevie Styler managed a 43.692. But Stevie Styler does have a little bit more wear on his tyres. Jam Huntington 20 seconds behind that battle. He's just done his fastest with a 42.831. Psycho Sheep in a fine 6th place, 15 seconds behind these guys. There is no pitting for him, I don't think, for the rest of this race. And Jam, we said, did put 10 minutes to go. It might be enough fuel. I wasn't really paying attention. Well, that was a nice shot. Matt Psycho 4.5 seconds. Has Casper started turning down the wick? He's done his fastest lap. Doesn't look any slower, does he? We'll see when he crosses the line. But that fuel is looking a bit of a concern for me, to say there's 11 minutes left of this race. He's 2 seconds off his time. Yeah, he's turned the wick down, has he not? Matt Psycho 4.5 seconds. It's just under a quarter of a tank. He's done a 43.070 on his last time round, and a 43.9 for Casper. Liam Anfield doesn't look like he's catching him up anymore. He's 42.6 on his last time round. He's really starting to wring the neck out of that Audi. He has a few more tenths. He'll be getting the fastest lap. 42.071 for Casper. It's virtually in the 41s, aren't we? Matt Psycho 42.2. This is not far away from going into the 41s situation. Liam Anfield still smashing out those 42s. He's 3.3 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler now. Stevie Styler 18.4 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. And Moxie pulling over, letting the lead cars by. Very cool. Jokers in the pits behind Jim 1. Jim 1 did manage to get it back then. There's a nice battle between Jokers and Jim 1 Wise during this race. And there we see Jokers topping up for probably a bit too much fuel, but putting some fuel in for the rest of this race. Jim 1 Wise, he's got plenty of fuel as well, so this is just a battle till the end. Noxie a minute ahead of these guys, and Psycho Sheep 14 seconds still behind Jam Huntington. But Jam Huntington, we know he can ride a curb or two, so nothing's over between him and Psycho Sheep yet. Stevie Styler 3.5 seconds behind Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield 14 seconds behind Casper now. Casper 7 seconds. Yeah, we can only figure, oh god, I don't think that fuel's going to last. I think Casper's going to struggle. Oh my gosh. Well, we've got 8 minutes to go. The two leaders may have to pit. Liam Anfield might have enough fuel for the rest of the race. He's 18 seconds behind Matt Psycho. I think Matt Psycho can pit and get out ahead of Liam Anfield, but can Casper? It's nearly 10 seconds. Definitely believe that them two need to pit. Liam Anfield, I'm not sure, has to. Stevie Styler may have to pit as well, but he's got enough space ahead of him with Jam Huntington. Well, Jam Huntington will also have to pit. It's Psycho Sheep at 14 seconds. It might not be enough for a pit stop. I mean, to get past someone. So we'll have to keep an eye. Here we see Matt Psycho coming around near the end of the race. The lap, I mean, with just under 8 minutes to go. Casper, he's got no fuel in that car. You can't eke that out for the rest of the race. Liam Anfield has got, I think, enough fuel for the rest of this race. Matt Psycho has come in for a Splash O Dash and a cup of tea. And here comes Casper also to do the same. So what, Liam is in the chicane. He's a little bit too far, like I said. I don't think he's close enough, but he's also going in. Liam Anfield thinking a little top-up will do. Stevie Styler, he needs a pit stop. He's also going to go in. And Jam, we think, also going to go in. So Matt Psycho and Casper back out on the track. Dripped up with fuel. Matt Psycho a little heavier than Casper. Liam back out. 9 seconds behind Casper with a little top-up. Jam Huntington. Stevie Styler coming back out. Will Jam beat Psycho Sheep? Psycho Sheep is in the chicane, coming around to the start straight. Jam Huntington just fueling up now. He's moving, but Psycho Sheep's there on the start straight. But no, Jam is coming out the pit lane. Some 3 seconds ahead of Psycho Sheep, 2 seconds. So it's not done and dusted between those two by any means. There we see Matt Psycho 4.2 seconds ahead, and poor Matt Psycho, he wasn't going to come. He doesn't feel well, apparently. He's got a cold, and unlike me, you know, he's a bit of a wuss about it, whereas me, I don't even talk about it. You wouldn't even know. I've had one, but yeah, I've had one as well. But yeah, Matt Psycho saying he didn't feel great today. He wasn't going to show up. But he's dragged his carcass out of his bed, into his rig. And look at him. He's had to drive absolutely perfectly to be able to win this race. And it's not won yet. Don't let me start saying things like that this close to the end. But at the moment, Matt Psycho is leading by 4 seconds to Casper, who is ahead of Liam Anfield by 11 seconds. Liam Anfield and Stevie Styler, looks like their race is done. They've got their position sorted out. Jam, he's 4 seconds ahead of Psycho Sheep. Pat says I'll make it possibly 5 laps left, maybe 35 total for the end of the race. There you go. So Matt Psycho only 4 seconds ahead of Casper. He's got a purple in the first sector. Casper also got a purple in the last sector. Casper is holding. Oh, Casper makes a bit of a mistake. How long has he got ahead of him? Liam Anfield cutting down that time. He'd be chopping that time down like he'd be a lumberjack and it'd be trees. Pat also says, could be interesting finish with Casper having less fuel, I know, but Casper made a small mistake there. That's given Matt Psycho a little bit of space, and we all like a little bit of space. So Matt Psycho 7 seconds with Casper, only 9, nearly 10 seconds, less than 10 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield should be pushing. He must smell blood. He must see in the timing sector that Casper is suddenly dropping off, and he must wonder why. He was going for that fastest lap. He's got the fastest lap, but did Matt Psycho manage to keep hold of it? We saw he had a purple as well. He's coming up. If either of these get the fastest lap, it's a 41. It's a 41, and I will be taking my elf hat off to them, because that's amazing. Oh yeah, I'm wearing an alpha hat, Carly. That's the other thing you missed. No, he didn't beat it. Obviously, Casper we saw making a mistake, so he can't beat it. Only a 3, just under 4 minutes of this race to go. There's 8.3 seconds ahead of first and second, and 8.6 seconds between second and third. Liam doing a 42.5 on his last time round. It's crazy stuff. Maybe. Yeah. I can't do it right now. Oh, hang on. Where's my... No, because I'm using my phone to do the talking with. Or else I'll do it. I'll put one in Discord. Me with my elf hat on and my headphones. So, Matt Psycho, 7.8 seconds ahead of Casper. It's very tight. I mean, I know they're like nearly 10 seconds apart, but it's been interesting. Stevie Styler 6.6 seconds behind Liam Anfield for that 4th position. Jam Huntington in 5th. He was 3rd last week, so he's probably not going to be overly pleased with this positioning. 6th for Psycho Sheep, which after his last 2 outings in that Nissan Long Boy, I imagine this is like heaven to him, actually being able to stay in a corner. Noxie back into 7th. It's not a bad position really, good points. Ahead of Jim on Wise and Jokus. Oh, Jokus and Jim on Wise battle still not over, only 4 seconds between them. Jim on Wise got to keep it on the track, but his tyres are looking quite haggard, as are Jokus's. So in the lead then we see Matt Psycho holding it together, a 43.3 on that last lap. Like I said, he's got a bit of fuel space, so he doesn't need to push quite as hard as he was when Casper 42.013, as he matched his own fastest lap time. Hang on, 42.017 last time. So he's gone like thousandths faster, just thousandths, 4 thousandths faster than his own time. It's not into the 41s yet. He's 4 tenths down on this lap, but his tyres are starting to be used. 1.5 minutes left of this race, so Matt Psycho might have to do another lap after this. Casper won't want to do another lap after this because his fuel's looking low. Liam Anfield there, a great 3rd place, sat on pole, started on pole, and just fought his way really in a, what he said the hybrid in that car is not great. So he's done a great job getting himself up into 3rd. Stevie Styler, always consistent, always good, always around a podium position or just off the podium as he is today. Jam Huntington, not bad, 5th place, just behind Stevie Styler. I imagine there's no complaints, although he'd like to be a little bit further up. Psycho Sheep in the older Toyota, chasing Jam Huntington down, only 5.5 seconds in it. Matt Psycho going across the line to start what is most likely his last lap. Casper coming around on fumes to start his last lap. Liam Anfield, where's Liam Anfield? Liam Anfield's dropped down. What happened there? Oh, Liam Anfield having an off in the very end of the race, promoting Stevie Styler up into 3rd place. What a gutting thing to happen. So there we see Stevie Styler managed, and there we go, Liam Anfield finishing in 4th. Jam Huntington coming around for 5th position. Psycho Sheep looking like he's going to be ready to finish on his 6th, and then we'll go to the leaders because Matt Psycho there 7.2 seconds ahead of his rival in the championship, Kaspar, who has the fastest lap, so gets the points for that as well. But Liam gets the points for pole. Casper scratching his head. Why hasn't he won the last 2 races? He's thinking he won the first 4, but Matt Psycho has turned up with a little bit more. And Casper there coming around in 2nd. Stevie Styler getting that last podium position. Like I said, consistency always puts in there or thereabouts, and here he comes. That button. Matt Psycho then we see take the win, his 2nd win of the championship here at round 5 Suzuka. Congratulations. And Casper coming around for his second of the season. Stevie Styler, God knows how many podiums he's had, 2 or 3 I think. He's coming round for a 3rd place to finish this race. That was bang tidy. Fantastic stuff. So Matt Psycho winning. Oh god, that goes there. I've got to try and remember. There you go, Matt Psycho. Congratulations. Completely fantastic victory. Shiny. Oh yeah, I do want to save the replay, if it'll let me. There you go. And then let me take you to the race results. Matt Psycho, your winner. Over 60 minutes of racing here in Japan, Suzuka, in the GR1 cars. Matt Psycho coming out on top. In second place, Kaspar, always there, always ready to take the win. And he got the fastest lap with a 1:42.013. In third place, Stevie Styler, the last of the podium. Take a bow, my son. Fourth, Liam Anfield. Fifth, Jam Huntington. Sixth, Eleanor Psycho Sheep. In seventh, Noxie. Eighth, Jimon Wise. And ninth is Jokas. That, again, was a great race here by HPEC VRC. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for chatting to me on the YouTube and taking a concern about my cold. It's always know that you care. I mean, it's always nice to know that you care. And I will catch you all. I'll keep an eye out. I still haven't done Tuesday's GTMC. I am going to do it. I think tonight's going to be the night because I'm up all night getting myself back onto night shift. So if there's any of you that stay up late at night, you know, Discord me, chat, because I'm just knocking around on a Sunday night with no one to talk to. Oh, such a lonely boy. Whoa. It's alright, I take comfort in Red Bull. It's always there for me. Anyway, I'm babbling. So I'm going to be doing the GTMC. That'll be dropping at some point. Keep an eye out for it. I'm really late on it, but it's because I've had a cold. I don't think I've mentioned it. You didn't want me doing the commentary on that midweek. I would have been like blah 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 blah. So I'm a lot more clear now. So what's that Tunes advert? I'd like a ticket to Nottingham. Anyway, I was your commentator. I'm going to get out of here because this is just babbling now. Have a look at our YouTube, VRC's YouTube, Virtual Racers Club YouTube. We've had Friday night, we had the MTCC, absolutely cracking fun. Sunday night, we had the Max 5. Those cars are so cool to watch racing. And tonight we had the HPEC, which if you're hearing this, you've probably just watched it anyway. And keep an eye out for any GTMC stuff that might fall, and maybe a Rally X. Who knows? And watch the space on Discord for what will be replacing HPEC on a Sunday evening, because it's in talks right now. In the chats we have a good 1-3 for Porsche. Looked like the Audi was going to be third until the late mistake for Liam Anfield. A good race to watch with 3 different cars in the top 4 is what Pat says. Endurance Nut says thanks Thingy, my pleasure. And Carly says she's a night owl. Hey, I've got a night buddy. And I've got to send you a picture. Oh, this is getting a little bit too much. I'll go off air and we'll talk about it now. It's a picture of my elf hat, okay? Anyone listening? I'm often up late designing cars. So, hey, I'm up with the delivery gang. I'm all sorted. So, thank you for tuning in, guys. I was your commentator and broadcaster, Chris P. Bacon. Thank you very much. Bye. Bye.